I pretty much gave it away. Wow. And we get people writing us, telling us, why are we counting somebody else's money? Why are we worried about other people being successful? No. There's no big I or little you, and we all have to look out for one another if we are going to survive this thing.
Right.
Am I right or wrong? This is the reality. Everyone else on the planet does this except black people.
Right.
But we're in a very unique situation. All right? So, in the field that Professor Griff is in, hip-hop and entertainment, we're going to bring Shawana on, and we're going to have this conversation, and we're going to, and then probably within the next 45 minutes or so, we'll open up the phone line. But for right now, Shawana, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. All right. Welcome to Enemy Minds Radio with Professor Griff and ZaZa Ali. And just let the people know who you are and who you work for, who did you work for. Just give us an idea real quick on who you are, what you do.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank both of you for the beautiful work that you're doing. You're on the battlefield. You are the remnant, and I appreciate you. And Professor Griff, I've been following Public Enemy for a long time. I used to be a rapper when I was a teenager, but my mom made me stop rapping, and the group kicked me out, and I wrote all the rhymes. So to this day, I don't know why they treated me like that, but whatever. My mom became an attorney. But anyway, my name is Shawana Ruth Bridges. I'm from Patterson, New Jersey. I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. I am an attorney. I've been practicing law on a corporate and entertainment level for 19 years. Before I moved to Atlanta, I was working in the royalties department for BMG Entertainment, and I was responsible for handling all the royalties for RCA Music Group for such artists as Christina Aguilera, Dave Matthews, Whitney Houston, just a whole group. Whitney Houston wasn't on the label per se, but I had to do some work for her. She was more on Arista, but just different people, Boyd Tinsley, just to get an idea of Elvis Presley's estate. You know, just anybody who was signed to RCA Music Group. The royalty department consisted of 5 attorneys, and we each had a responsibility, and I handled one of the biggest labels, and I honored that experience. I worked with Clyde Davis's right-hand people, and I got trained very well.
Okay, now, Ms. Bridges, you're throwing names around that the average person that's listening right now may not have a clue as to who you're talking about.
Okay.
So, in simple terms, if someone is listening right now, according to the staggering numbers that you just heard on the ESPN clip called Broke, these are actual athletes talking about the frivolous things that they spent their money on. All right? When you were handling people's accounts, did you find that this was the norm among people that were bringing in, large sums of money?
Well, the artists that I managed when I say manage their account, I was responsible for paying them. I worked on the label side. So I wasn't I didn't represent the artist, I represented the label. So I just made sure that they were paid pursuant to their contract.
Okay.
So that's basically what I did in a nutshell.
Okay, so without mentioning the artist's name, excuse me? Without mentioning the artist's name, right? Give me an idea of what kind of checks came across your desk without mentioning the artist's name.
Well, there were advances, like $5 million advances, and advances are money that you put up to make the album, and the record company pays the artist that money, and then they recoup it from the record sale. So once they recoup their costs, then they start paying the artist from the record sale.
Right. Okay.
So
now, when you say
we're
just breaking stuff down in layman's terms, right?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to break it down.
Okay.
For you. Okay? There's a pie. Let's look at this pie. Okay? You sign a contract. Okay? And according to that contract, you are to receive 5% of that pie. Right? The other 95% goes towards the record label. Okay? All right? Now, the record label puts out money for you to make an album, to pay the producers, to pay any artists that appear on your record, whatever it takes to make that album, whatever costs, okay, advanced. They what's called recoup. They get their money back from your 5%. Do you understand? So if you don't manage,
I want to ask. Listen. I know. I'm asking questions as though I'm the average person that don't know. Okay. Okay. So hypothetically speaking, if the record label laid out $200,000, right?
Right.
That $200,000 has to come out of whatever I make. All right. They have to get their money back first. So if I made $200,000, if I made $250,000, the record company gets their $200,000 back first, right?
Right.
Okay, that leaves me with $50,000. Okay.
Correct. You got it. And then out your $50,000, you have to pay your lawyer. Okay, your manager. Okay, I guess your hairdresser, whatever person you hire, your boys, your security,
the side chick. Okay, go ahead.
Your family that want to borrow money from you, out that $50,000. So that's how you go broke.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Is that clear?
So, that's very clear. Once again, without mentioning the artist's name, right?
Yes.
Give me an idea of the amount of a check that came across your desk that you had to process.
Well, I didn't have to process it. I just had to set it up in the system so when the payments came in, set it up in the system so when the money came in from the stores or wherever the statements department could go in and generate the statements, the quarterly annually statements. But we're talking about
the average 14-year-old listening right now. They don't have a clue what you're talking about. I'm trying to get you to give me what a check looks like to them, to let them know that the. Excuse me.
Okay, the artists that I dealt with were very successful, so their checks would be in the 150 million. You know what I mean? They were proven, but a regular new artist, their check could be $2,000, and they could have sold 100 million. I'm not 100 million, but a million records, but their check could be $2,000 because it depending on how much money that the record company advanced to them to make the record. Now, you're talking about not just advance to make the record. They may have advanced them money for clothing, whatever money they paid out to you as an artist to develop you, to make your record. They want their money back, and plus they're keeping the 95% of the record sale.
Okay, cool. I got you. Now listen, young people approach me all the time, all right? Let's fast forward this to today, right? And now we can call some names. Soulja Boy had a nice song, super soaked that chick, whatever he had. All right, Superman, whatever. The song was quote unquote hot. He did a little dance, made a little video. He got put on, right?
Right.
Since there was no CDs sold, right? Right? Okay.
I don't know who did you.
Excuse me? No, I'm not asking you that. I'm not asking you that. I am asking you questions that a 14-year-old are asking me today, okay? Sit tight for a second. There are no CDs being sold at Tower Records anymore. Best Buy sells a few, but the mom and pop shops are closed. There's no physical CD being sold. They're selling them at the counter at Starbucks, and that's very few. How did he make money?
Well, now we have the iTunes, we have YouTube, where you become a partner and you get a percentage of from the advertising. You have Blog Talk Radio, you have revenue sharing, these different things now, which in essence makes it even harder, really, to calculate the money because it's not solid. How can I prove that how many clicks were actually clicked? How can I prove that? What program is there? Unlike CDs and albums, you know, okay, I produced 2,000 or 200 CDs, so I know, and at each CD costs $25. I know how much money I'm supposed to make off of that. But how can you prove the digital form? How do you prove that you're getting paid all the money that you get from the digital sale? That's the only thing that I have a problem with. But that's how he made his money, is through the YouTube, through the iTunes, through the, you know, it's a way to get your music out there, but you don't have the auditing protection that you had when you had the CDs, the albums, the tapes, where you had something tangible that you can say, okay, I produced this. Now we're on the internet, and we're at the mercy of the blog talks, the YouTubes, and we got to trust whatever they say. Okay, their stats, that this is all the page impressions, or these are all the listeners, or these are all the people that downloaded or clicked on your video or watched or paid for your song. We're at the mercies now of these websites.
Okay, so now, let me ask you a couple of questions and answer these real quick and real short so the average 15-year-old don't get bored, okay?
Okay.
Okay. If a young cat came up to you at 2 o'clock in the morning at Kroger's and said, yo, man, I want you to listen to this song. I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to email it to you. I just want to get put on. And I say to him, put on what? Is that a reality now, getting put on what? Are the record companies signing people? How does that work?
I don't know. I'm an attorney. I don't know what the record companies are doing. I'm not an AR. I'm not out there getting music. I know now that people can put their own selves on, create their own website, get on Twitter, promote themselves on YouTube, promote themselves. And once the label see you have a buzz and an interest, then they'll come looking for you. So that's how you really get your buzz up now. That's the only benefit with the internet. You know, you have Twitter, you have Facebook, and when they see people drawn to you and look like, I think this guy, he does it as a joke, but the catfish guy, or the jellyfish guy or something, he can't sing really good, but I mean, the guy has like 1 million views on his videos. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying he's going to get a record deal, but somebody who's serious about their music, you best believe once they get wind of you, either through Twitter or through YouTube, that you got this type of following, hey, they looking at dollar signs. They say, okay, well, let's invest in this person. This person already has a built-in following. Let's go after
it. Okay, but listen. Okay, what does a built-in following mean? How does that translate? How do you monetize you getting 1 million views on YouTube? Let me tell you something. I got over 150 million views. That don't translate to money for Professor Griff. I got more clicks and views on YouTube probably than anybody I know. Everybody in their mother got my phone number. I can't monetize that. How does the average young person listening to us right now turn these clicks and these views into money? This is a short answer.
I'm saying to you, you're asking me from a record label standpoint, an A&R person sees that They come looking for you to sign you to their label. That's what I was trying to tell you earlier. I don't know how we can trust these forms in terms of paying people, because if you have 150 clicks and all this, why don't you have that type of revenue being generated from those clicks? You know what I mean? So that's the problem I have with this new format, this new media. But you're asking me in terms of, when I say get your I'm talking from a label, or get a get a distribution deal where you have your own record label. You create your own record label. You're just looking for a major label.
Okay, Miss Bridges. Okay, I need the short answer. Okay, I think you need to keep in mind the average listener is 14 and a half years old. Okay, when you say have a record label now, distribute what? There's nothing being produced. Everything is a digital download now.
Not everything now. Not everything. They're still doing CDs.
That's the point. That's the point I was going to get to. But no one's mass producing CDs anymore. Okay?
Well,
so
I just bought YG CDs. I just bought YG CDs.
Yeah, because your ass is 50. You my age. We're not talking about you. We're not talking about me. Shit. We're talking about 15-year-old.
I can't think. I'm sorry, I'm 46. I can't think like a 15-year-old.
No, you need to stop. But anyway, let me finish this. We're talking about, and I don't want to use these 19-syllable words to lose people. We're talking about ancillary properties. We're talking about someone like Jay-Z having to sign a 360 deal.
Right.
All right? Because of all the ancillary property. If he didn't, Jay-Z would be broke.
Right.
Let's say that again. Let's say it again so young people can hear. All right? If it was not for all of the other things other than music that Jay-Z is doing and involved in, Jay-Z would be broke. He only makes the songs, all right, because that's his niche, right?
Right.
So he has to do the liquor. He got to do the 40/40 club. He got to do the clothing line. He got to do the cigars. He got to do. Are you following me? Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. That's the bottom line. You're not going to get rich with one egg in a basket. You have to diversify. You have to get out there and be multiple. I mean, you have to have not only that. Look at, you need Adidas. You like Run DMC. They were the first to have what? The Adidas deal. You have to market yourself so that you sell products. I mean, you have to get out there. You can't just be an artist if you want to make money. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to make money just selling CDs. You have to touring. Touring is another way you make a lot of money. Merchandising. I mean, you have to diversify yourself. You have to invest your money in something else, maybe a team or something. I mean, there's other things. Jay-Z is just not a rapper. Puffy is just not a record label owner. I mean, they're doing so many things. So if you want to be an artist, don't expect to be rich. Just being one thing. Just like being an attorney. This Jewish boy told me, Shawana, you're not going to be rich just being a lawyer. Most of the lawyers that are wealthy own property, or they own a business, or they have other investments. They own a club. They do other things. They're not just attorneys. So that's with anything in life. That's with anything. There's multiple streams of income that you have to create for yourself. But you want to make sure that whatever you have passive income, meaning your money makes money for you. You don't have to have 4 jobs. You don't have to work 4 jobs. Your money works for you, and that's where investments come in, like real estate and things like that.
Right.
So,
right. Now let me ask you something, sis. We see all the time brand marketing in videos where they'll show a shot of a certain boat or a certain tennis shoe or a certain liquor. Do these images in videos, and then even when hip hop artists or any artist actually wears a clothing line, does this actually translate into money for that particular company?
Well, it's advertising. They pay the artist a fee to advertise.
Right.
Just advertise. That's it.
Yeah, I got that. I'm just because in the book Brainwashed, Tom Burrell says that in a 2008 study, Young Urban Consumer Market in the United States, it says that hip hop artists set the trends for the $594 billion young urban consumer market. The brands that are spontaneously embraced and experience significant sales in this young demographic are those that appear to be genuinely used by hip hop artists and featured in their lyrics or videos. So I'm just trying to figure out if these images actually being shown in these videos really translate. I mean, to me, it's crazy to sit back and watch a video and you see Jay-Z drinking a certain bottle of wine and you say, I want that because Jay-Z has it.
Well, that's how it is. I mean, it's repetitive. I mean, it's subliminal programming. I mean, not only that, how about Versace Hachi? I mean, how much money did we make Tommy Hilfiger and Versace Hachi when we started, Versace, when we started bringing that, rapping about when materialism started coming into rap music? I mean, come on. And I mean, even with YG, I was so upset when he said Bank of America account, because Bank of America, I mean, have just done some really unscrupulous things, unethical things in their lending practices. And now I'm like, oh my God, this guy now just said a Bank of America account in his rap. You know, now how many of these young people are going to go open a Bank of America account just because he said it in the rap? So, you know what I mean? He didn't realize he was just doing it. He was just writing a rap. You know, maybe he did have an account at Bank of America, but this is just how it is. I mean, they're just people who will just buy it because they're artists, they're athletes. I mean, it's just because they're wearing it, they go out and they get it. I mean, that's just that's marketing. That's just
right.
How it is.
So let me ask you this, sis. So can you give us an idea for the people who are listening who want to get into the music industry but don't necessarily want to be in front of the camera? Some ideas of different career paths and jobs or self-employed businesses that people can go into in the music industry where they don't have to actually be in front of the camera?
Well, go to the website, Sony BMG. It's now Sony BMG because they merged. And, I mean, just go to there and go to Monster and put in music and industry. And there's different jobs that have come up that you can look at. I mean, you have to do your research. You can't be lazy. I mean, I could sit here and name just two. I could say, contract manager is one, where you review contracts for a record company. You got statements, accounting, things like that. But just go to Monster, type in entertainment or music, and different jobs will come up. And you just read the job description. If you want to work I would tell anyone first, go work for a company to learn how to do things. And then once you learn, you can start your own business, like become a contractor and just offer your services out through, but network while you work for a company. Like I network, I met with people, I know people. That's why I try to tell people, especially, I really want to help a lot of these old school artists correct their publishing, okay, because they're not getting paid, and it just takes a simple phone call. And I have all these skills, and I'm trying to help some of you. Okay, holler at me. I'm home now. Okay, now it's up to you. I'm here. Okay.
Okay.
And you know who I'm talking about. I'm not gonna name names. And,
I know some of the people that you're talking about, and I'm going to send them to you. I have your phone number now, and we're going to make sure some of these people send you. The first one is going to call you is Professor Griff. Okay.
Okay.
Real quick before we let you go, we're going to give you a real life scenario, and then we have to go. Okay. Real life scenario sounds like this. Professor Griff signs with a company, Public Enemy Live. Public Enemy is actually signed to Def Jam. The two individuals in Public Enemy that signed actually constitute the group. Everyone else have their own company, and their company do business with Public Enemy. All right, when you see Public Enemy is the 4, 5, 6 members. Okay, $2 million lawsuit hits Public Enemy, right?
Right.
Professor Griff's name is not even mentioned. Why do I have to get sued with everyone else? So right now, at the comptroller's office in New York, I have undisclosed amount of money waiting for me. I just have to go claim it, right?
Holler at me.
Wait. I'm not done. I'm not done. Hold on. In order for me to go claim it, I got to prove that I'm not part of the lawsuit. Right?
Who is suing who? Who is suing who?
For example, people that 8 companies, publishing companies that claim Public Enemy sampled, for example, Welcome to the Terror Dome. I got so much trouble on my mind. Okay, this song, we made it work, but we used over 18 samples. Every grunt, every snare, every kick, every horn, every whatever, right? People came after Public Enemy to claim it. All right, out of the 15, 20 people, 8 of them won. Not only that song, but 20 other songs to the tune of $2 million. Right? How do I claim my funds if I'm not legally binding now to any contract to say that I am Public Enemy? Now my name is on the songs, right?
Your name is on the song as a songwriter?
Yes.
So the key is who was sued, who is Public Enemy, who makes up the group, who owns the name Public Enemy, the entity Public Enemy, who owns it. That's the key. That's the key. So that's who was sued.
Okay, so the songwriters now are not getting sued then, what you're saying.
Right. They're not getting sued. They're suing Public Enemy. That they can bring you guys in as co-defendants in lawsuit, which is their fault.
Okay, let me tell you what happened. Okay, we got that. Let me tell you what happened. So I went and said, listen, I'm not Public Enemy. Contractually signed to Def Jam. I'm not. I was never signed to Def Jam. All right? I'm a songwriter. I wrote the songs. I did the research for the songs. I'm there as a writer. All right? I'm not Public Enemy, so why don't
they went after Def Jam because they got the deep pockets. They went after Def Jam because they had the deep pockets.
And why don't they release my money?
Well, when you call me, we'll find out.
Okay, cool. And I tell you what, I'm gonna call you tomorrow, and you and I gonna go to lunch. We'll sit down and we'll talk. Cause listen, young people are listening, and I want young people to avoid the pitfalls that are going on in the music industry. One of the things I've pointed out for the last 8 years is the whole idea of lawyers and accountants and that are running the music industry right now. And there's still 85-page contracts out there, which are ridiculous. Listen, you're an attorney. What does this term mean? And this is the last point that we want to make. What does this term mean when they say the universe? You're going to sign a perpetual contract that's going to last forever. All right? And they're going to have control over not only worldwide and local, but now the universe. What does that mean?
Yeah. Worldwide. Everything. Everywhere that album, your likeness, everything is used. They have control over it. Everything.
Everything?
Everything that contract covers, which is usually likeness, the name, your name, music, publishing, everything.
Wow. Is this why Prince wore slave on his face and he went by the name formerly known as, and he used a symbol because he was a slave?
He was a slave.
All right, brothers and sisters, I hope y'all listening to this. Those of y'all that want to get in the music industry, all right, this is a little bit above pimping and being a damn prostitute in the music industry, and you're hearing it from an attorney. So we really appreciate you, Shawan. I want to have you back on so we can continue this conversation, and I'm going to call you tomorrow. All right?
Okay. All right. Take care. Thank you. God bless both of you.
Peace.
All right. Peace. I'll call you tomorrow. All right. Peace.
Okay. Bye.
That's a hell of a thing, ZaZa.
That's a hell of a thing. Yeah.
And the reality the reality of brothers and sisters that want to come into the music industry do not understand this particular dynamic. Mm-hmm. And I try to tell them this is a dirty, dirty business. You see the glitz and glamour and the glossy aspect of it. You don't see what goes into. TLC told their story. A lot of other people, Hammer, we know his story.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And this is very, very, very real. And we need, young people need to hear this because they think there's something to sign on to now. And it's not. People want to get put on. And I'm like, I just asked them, put on with what? They're not making physical CDs anymore to distribute. Distribution companies are closing down because they're not shipping anything out.
Right. I think a lot of people want fame. People want fame.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, it's the money.